What's good, YouTube? This is STORMYBMAN and I'm back with another pre-fight video breakdown. Before we get started, I'd like to say shout out to the LDBC, the Lions Den boxing community, and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Coming up this Saturday, April 10th, on ESPN, ESPN Plus, we're going to have a World Light Heavyweight Showdown for the championship between Joe Smith Jr. and Maxim VLASOV. Scheduled for 12 rounds from Tulsa. Listen, Joe Smith Jr. has been a fighter who has been placed in a position to really reap the benefits of success. Ever since his victory in 2016 against Andres Fonfara, he had a first-round TKO victory in Chicago, Illinois, my hometown. Joe has been on a steady incline to being a quality championship caliber fighter. And even though along the way he has suffered decision losses to Sullivan Barrera and Dimitri Bivol, he has shown that he has more than enough mettle to compete at the top stage or top level of boxing. And with victories over Bernard Hopkins, Melvin Russell, and Jesse Hart, he is showing that even with grizzled veterans, he can get in there and get the job done. Now, is Smith the type of fighter who will be enduring to reign as a champion, or is he the type of guy that will be always a tough cookie chasing the title but has difficulty retaining it? I think it's the former, because as we look at his accomplishments, he has been able to outlast the opposition. And though the decisions that he has dropped against Barrera and Bivol, maybe it was about timing, maybe it was about getting off to a poor and bad start, but more and more I'm looking at Smith as possibly the modern day, dare I say it, Gotti, because he's a tough as nails customer in there, and he does have a certain workman-like, bring your lunch pail type quality to him, blue collared, as they say. Now, with his opponent, VLASOV has shown that with the record of 45-3, 26 KOs, he's a tough customer as well. The Russian stands 6'3" and has a 76-inch reach. And in his 3 losses, he has lost to Gilberto Ramirez, Isaac Chilemba, and also the veteran Krzysztof Glowacki. Okay, now Glowacki is a guy that he dropped a unanimous decision to in November of 2018. Glowacki has since gone on to recently be stopped by Okole in a match at Cruiserweight just last month. Think of it like this. Smith is going in once again against quality opposition. Now Chilemba dropped a unanimous decision in 2019, July of 2019, to VLASOV as they faced each other for a second time. But the one thing that you're going to see in this fight is two guys like rams going at one another. How will it turn out? It's going to be very interesting. But I don't believe either guy is going to back down. This fight will be what I consider, as my brother in the community, Kurt Sugar, says, a great TV fight. Fights that are vintage from like the late 70s and early 80s, when you could turn on the television on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon and see two great fighters just going at it with their lunch pails and blue collars. That's the type of fight we're thinking this is going to be. Now, again, the sport relies heavily on national pride. There is always something to do with race in the sport of boxing. And here is no different. But when you take a fighter like Smith, and he has shown that he has resolve, and he has been able to defeat some of the top fighters in the sport and compete with top fighters in the sport, even though that he hasn't beat them. He has shown that he has what it takes to remain amongst the good ones. And sometimes champions fall off, and a man like Smith can step in. With his record of 26-3 now, with 21 KOs, he had a TKO loss early in his career. Smith is 31 years old, stands 6 foot, and they don't give a reach on him, but he's a very strong fighter. Compact punches, and he continues to get stronger as the fight goes forward, which tells us about his conditioning. Because he fights the way he does and has beaten and competed against the fighter he has something that some fighters don't. He has confidence in himself, and he has some type of resolve and intestinal fortitude that will allow him to press forward, even though the going gets tough. That's my kind of fighter. I like to see guys who are able to put it on the line and test their mettle and just let the chips fall where they may. Win, lose, or draw, they're always going to give you the best of what they have to offer. Being from Long Island, we know that Smith knows about boxing. And sometimes when people just look at the skin color, they can be dismissive, but you have to look always with fighters beneath the surface. I like Joe Smith in this fight against VLASOV. Probably a tough fight. Maybe cuts will be involved, maybe not. Maybe battering and bruised faces and ribs will be a part of it, maybe not. But one thing that you can bank on is that these two men are going to clash and clash and clash until someone decides this is no longer for me, or until the final bell rings. What do you think about this? What do you think about these type of TV fights? It's a fans fight, a fight fans fight. That's what I see here. To the victor, we will see what the future holds. Maybe for Smith, a rematch with Bivol or a showdown with Bitterbeef. That would be a great fight. For VLASOV, if he's able to be victorious, a fight against Bivol or Bitterbeef would definitely be in the cards for him, because he would be seeking the paydays. But something tells me that even this fight might be a little tough enough for both guys that you could end up seeing a rematch between the two, if not immediate, somewhere in the near future. This is what I love about boxing, is because when competitive fights are made, there's never a guarantee except for someone will be shown to be at a disadvantage and will have an opportunity to try to come back and right the wrongs if they happen to suffer a loss. The fight is this Saturday, televised on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Take my word for it. Tune in. and you're sure to see a pretty darn good scrap up between these fighters. Again, I like Smith Jr. in either a unanimous majority decision or a late round stoppage after a war and battle of attrition. VLASOV is a tough cookie, but I think Smith brings a little bit more, and I think he has levels and is beginning to develop those levels even more so. What are your thoughts? Leave comments and let's discuss further. This is STORMYBMAN. That's all I have for you at this time. Tune in to the fight, and until the next time we speak, peace, and everyone stay safe.